Well, hello there, Libra. How are you? It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your June 2024 tarot reading. So let's jump into it. Let's see what's on the horizon for you. You have Fox Spirit, think on your feet. Okay, this energy really is about things coming towards you really quickly, right? New opportunities, new relationships, new situations. It's kind of like, okay, you have to be really thinking on your feet about how you may want to proceed with something, or whether or not you honestly want to go in that direction, right? And it's a little bit of this energy. So funny, Gemini had a little bit of this energy too, about that time is of an essence, right? So it could be that you've been looking for a house for some time, right? And then suddenly, and you haven't been able to find anything, and then suddenly a house comes up that you're interested in, and it's kind of like, yeah, you can't sit around and think about it, right? So like, okay, I have to go see the house, I have to take action on this, make sure this is the decision I want to make. I want to go in that direction. But it's kind of like understanding you don't have a lot of time to think about it. Yeah. And then you have the solitude and you have authenticity. Yeah. This is, the solitude card, I don't feel like is an energy where you're going to be by yourself. It's an energy of being really authentic to yourself, of knowing who you are, so that when this situation, relationship comes onto your path, right? Or multiple, I do get the energy, there could be multiple things that come onto your path. It's allowing yourself to know, okay, being very discerning about what you want to say yes to and what you want to say no to, and making those decisions very quickly, okay, based on what it is that you know is best for you. Like having your focus, knowing the direction you're wanting to go in, and therefore when we're really strong to that, yeah, you have true love coming out right off the bat, right? True love is being able to look in the mirror and knowing that we're being authentic to ourselves, right? Loving ourselves so much that at the end of the day, right, we can look in the mirror and know that we made the choices that are true and authentic to who we are and who we are wanting to become. And I love this energy because I feel like there's perhaps a situation coming onto your path that maybe is truly, I feel like you have multiple options, but it's kind of like, I get the energy that there's, the fox is a little cunning, right? It can be that there's somebody coming onto your path that's going to offer you something flashy. I'm just going to, like a flashy opportunity, right? A new job that's going to pay a lot. And maybe is in a city or a country that you've been wanting to move to, right? It looks like a shiny object. It looks like a good option, but making sure that you're asking those questions so that you know, is the work, are the people that you're going to be working with, are they going to be in alignment with who you are, who you truly are? So it's kind of like, say you've been looking for a job for a long time. I don't know, they're saying graphic designer. It doesn't mean that that's your field or anything. But say you're looking for a job as a graphic designer, and all of a sudden this option pops up that pays a lot of money and is in a city that you're interested in living in, right? But it's kind of like allowing yourself to go and visit the office perhaps, or meeting the people you're going to be working with, understanding like how many hours you're going to have to work. Like maybe they're offering a lot of money, but maybe part of it is because there's something that they're maybe not being upfront with, right? Like that you're going to have to work 60 hours a week, and the working conditions are very toxic, or the people you work with are going to be toxic. Yes, because here's the thing. Somebody's not telling you all the truth. This is your obstacle. So it's, it's kind of like, I feel like this person, and it could be somebody that that's in your energy already. It could be a relative, it could be a good friend, it could be a boss or somebody you work with, right? That's kind of like coming in and offering you something. But here's the thing. It's kind of like they know you well enough, right? That they know how to manipulate you. I'm going to put it that way. You know, they're very cunning. And their timing may also be so that they know that you're ripe for whatever situation this is. And it's allowing yourself to be, not allowing yourself to be deceived by this person. Now, once again, it doesn't mean that you have to say no to this person or this situation, but it's allowing yourself to see the situation clearly. Like, if you go into it, if you ask, yeah, this is kind of like, I feel like somebody perhaps is coming in wanting, this is a little bit of a relationship, and it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a work relationship or a friend or a family member, but it's almost like there's this energy. Okay, I think for some of you, this could be either like more family or friend oriented, where I feel like somebody is coming in and wanting to apologize or offer a little bit of cup of love, and they have an ulterior motive. I'm just going to say it that way. I feel like this person or this situation has a little bit of an ulterior motive. So what they're not telling you is, you know, they can be, you know, we have the Knight of Cups. They could be even inviting you to perhaps like a social event or something like that. The Knight of Cups can be a social event or a family event. But there's an ulterior motive. Now, I'm not going to say, Libra, that the ulterior motive is negative. I actually feel like the ulterior motive is to put you and somebody else together in a situation. Perhaps it's somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time for one reason or another. And a third party, okay? And here's why I'm going to say third party, okay? Now that doesn't mean somebody that's betrayed you, but let's say that, let's put it this way. Say you and your brother, okay, haven't spoken for years for whatever reason. It doesn't matter, okay? You and your brother haven't spoken for years. And your sister is having a birthday party, okay, for herself, okay? She's throwing a birthday party for herself. And so she invites you to the party, and you're on speaking terms with your sister, right? And your sister is also speaking terms with your brother. And you may even say, well, is he coming or something? Or you just know maybe, or you're thinking he wouldn't be invited for one reason or another. And all of a sudden you get to the party and you realize that your sister has kind of like had this event to bring the two of you together. It's a little bit of that energy where it's kind of like somebody is inviting you to some type of event where somebody else is going to be there. And I'm telling you, it's a healing energy. Okay, that's why I feel like, see, it's a healing energy. It could even be your mother, right? It could even be your mother. Or if you're a mother or a parent and you have two children that aren't talking to each other, you could be inviting them to both of them without knowing that the other one is invited to something. Or maybe a family event. Maybe she's not even doing the inviting, but she knows that both of you are coming to like a wedding of a cousin or something like that, but she's not letting she's not letting either of you know. It's an energy where I feel like it's a little manipulative, right? It is a little bit manipulative, and yet at the same time, it's almost like something that you may have wished for. And I know in the comments, so many of you are going to probably say, nope, that's not what I don't want to reconcile with that person. But it's almost the energy where down deep, you do want to reconcile with this person. And yet at the same time, your heart has been broken by this person. And therefore it's a little bit of self-protection. It's kind of like, no, I'm not allowing them back into my life. I'm not opening my heart to them because they broke my heart so much. And I'm telling you, that heaviness in my heart is there. And part of it is that on some level, you are allowing yourself to break your own heart because you're not allowing yourself to open your heart either to that person or open your heart to other people in your life. And that is one of the reasons why this event is going to help bring you together with somebody else. I also want to say is that it could be that even the divine is bringing. If it's not like a third person coordinating this, right? It could just be that the divine is like, this is ridiculous. These two need to have a conversation. These two need to come back together in one way or another. And it really is an energy where I feel like at first you're super anxious, right? And maybe that's why this is coming out in this reading, so that you can spend a little bit of time really reconnecting to the feelings, the loving feelings that you have for this person, okay? And allowing yourself that when this situation happens, wow, I feel like you have this situation, like you see this person, and it's kind of like you have two modes going in your mind. It's kind of like fight and flight, right? It's kind of like, I got to get out of here. I don't want to see this person. And the other part of you is just your heart opening up and saying, oh my gosh, like, it's so good to see them. And it's almost like you have both of those emotions going on at the same time. And it's allowing yourself to kind of listen to your heart. I'm just going to say, try to listen to your heart. Try to think on your feet, but at the same time, listen to your heart. Because I'm telling you, the angels of the four directions, your guardian angels, your spirit guides are with this. They want to help you to break out of this cage of perhaps self-protection. So if you're resonating with this at all, Libra, that would mean that maybe this, whatever occurred in this situation was so painful, right? That you've really and truly allowed yourself to overprotect your heart. And when we do that, we really kind of cut off love in all relationships. And even if you don't want to reconcile with this person, okay, even if you're like, no, right? I really encourage you to have an open heart in that moment when you see them, when you come together, allowing yourself to have an open heart. Don't run away from the situation, even though I can feel the anxiety, like your heart is going to just be pounding in your chest, right? It's allowing yourself to feel those feelings, to be authentic to yourself and not run away from the situation. Because here's the thing, this is a pivotal moment in your life where you allow yourself to be true to who you are, right? To allow yourself to recognize the true loving feelings that you have for this person. Even there's also a lot of pain, but not allowing the fear to overtake you in that moment so that you run away. Because when you don't run away, no matter what occurs in this situation, you're allowing yourself to open your heart and you're stepping out of this cage. You're like the strong man, right? Pulling back those bars and saying, okay, even if there's not a reconciliation in this situation, although there is a lot of energy that there is, but even if there isn't, it's kind of like, okay, now I can open my heart to other people, right? This is a beautiful, I don't want to say it's kind of like a test or anything. This is almost like a threshold that you're stepping over, because you're allowing yourself to say, I'm no longer hiding from love, right? I'm no longer hiding from love. I'm actually allowing myself to step into love. Okay, now one of the things that they just said is that for some of you, if it's an event that, I do feel like it's an event or on the street or something like that, that if this is a new person, for some of you, it could be a new person. And it's kind of like somebody that really and truly catches your attention, okay? To not turn and run away like a middle schooler, right? I used to teach middle school. It's kind of like allowing yourself to step out of your comfort zone and start a conversation with this person, right? It's allowing yourself to make eye contact with them. It's allowing yourself to walk across the room and introduce yourself, right? Yeah, you have a judgment card. Wow. This is coming in super fast. I mean, you have the Judgment, you have the Sun, you have the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Wands, you have the Knight of Wands, you have the Knight of Pentacles. This is something that after a very long time of thinking this is never going to happen, what you don't realize is so much has been going on behind the scenes that you don't know about. You definitely have been kept in the dark. I feel like this person may have done some transformation if it's somebody that you know, and it's a reassessing. It truly is reassessing. I think for some of you, especially if you've been really hurt in love in any way, family, friend, romantic, and you have kind of like allowed yourself to throw yourself into your career. What you're doing is also reassessing your life. You're reprioritizing it. You're finding more balance and harmony in your life because you're saying, okay, life isn't all about stacking up my pentacles, right? And there is this energy of finding happiness, love, joy. Wow, there is some intense emotion here where I think some of you are, kind of recognizing that your time here on earth is limited, and you may have spent so much time, especially over the last 15 years when Pluto was in Capricorn, confining yourself or literally perhaps being a hermit, right? Putting yourself in this cage of protection. And you're understanding, oh my gosh, I have wasted, and don't ever feel like time is wasted, okay? Because you've done a lot of healing while you were in this solitude energy. But it's also allowing yourself to recognize time is of an essence, right? If I want more of being in this cage, more of this solitude energy, then I'm going to keep doing the same thing that I have been doing. But if I'm ready to step out of my comfort zone, if I'm ready to be vulnerable again, this opportunity is such a turning point in your life. And that's all I can say. This event is a turning point in your life, if you allow it to. Right? If you turn around and run, you just get more of what you already have. But if you allow yourself to have the courage to say, you know what, I'm ready for this. I am ready for this. It's a beautiful new beginning for you in so many ways. And I think literally your life does change. Your priorities in life change. Your outlook on life changes. All because of this one moment. Wow. Pretty powerful, Libra. All right, let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, what do I believe about money, and do my beliefs match my dreams? Yeah. How does your relationship with money affect your current situation? Okay, now I'm going to stop right there. Because part of it is that if you had some traumatic event in the past that made you feel like you weren't worthy enough of love, okay, you may have allowed yourself to step into this energy of piling up your pentacles, of working really hard in order to kind of like put love out of your mind, right? It's kind of like, okay, I don't want to go there, so I'm going to throw myself into my career, which a lot of times we do when we're going through that healing phase, right? But we also have to recognize that money is energy. And money also represents our value for ourselves, how we feel, our worthiness. So if we have a traumatic ending to a relationship, a lot of the time we feel like we don't have a lot of value. And one of the things about our society is that then we can go work on our career and we can start finding our worth in our work, right? And sometimes it helps us to overcome the trauma of a relationship, the ending of a relationship. So I feel like this isn't really just about money, okay? Because money is energy, and our worthiness is based on the energy that we are putting out and also receiving back. And that's why we have the ending of a relationship that's significant in our life, right? We've given a lot to that relationship, and then suddenly we're not getting anything back. The relationship ends and we're not getting anything back. And that can be so depleting. You have the decrease card, right? It drains us of our worthiness because we've given so lovingly and it has not been received. It has not been accepted. It has not been cherished, right? And therefore we feel like what we're giving to somebody else is not worthy. And therefore we can say, oh my goodness, then, in our minds, our ego, in order to keep us safe, says, well, nobody's going to accept my love. It's obviously not worthy of being accepted and cherished by somebody else. But this whole thing, and that's why I say, don't ever say that time was wasted, because no matter what, we always, even if it's been 15 years, okay, since you have been in a relationship, it's understanding that this was a process of discovering who you truly are. And perhaps that past relationship, the traumatic ending of that, put you on a spiritual path that helped you to tap into who you truly are. And so it's like understanding that you could have been in a relationship where you gave everything to that person, right? But you weren't being authentic and true to yourself. You became the person that person wanted you to be. But then something happened and they decided that what you were giving wasn't enough. And then you had to go on a discovery of learning who you truly are. And I feel like that's why perhaps this new person or somebody that is healed, this is a good relationship, right? Look at this. Yeah, this is, for some of you, I'm going to say, oh my gosh, this is just such beautiful energy. It just keeps going on and on. For some of you, this could be a twin flame that is reuniting. The two of you are coming back together because you have allowed yourself to do your healing, and they have done some healing too. It's kind of like the two of you may be reconnecting. And once again, if you're not reconnecting, it is the energy of facing your greatest fear, your greatest demon of seeing this person, right? It's kind of like, whoa, I've been protecting myself. I haven't been going to family events. I have been hiding out my house so that I don't see this person. And all of a sudden, they're there. And you're faced with all of your deepest fears and anxieties. And all of a sudden, you're facing them, right? And you're not allowing yourself to run away. And when you do that, you step into this energy of truly believing that you are worthy of love, no matter what that person said or did, right? It's almost like this energy of, yeah, okay, I get it. I've done the healing. And if it's a new person, I think that that's what you're recognizing. It's like, I have like those butterflies in my stomach when you meet somebody that you're kind of like, oh, this person is kind of like neat. It's like, that little butterfly of first love, and allowing yourself not to run away from that feeling. Because I think you have kind of like overprotected yourself for some time, and knowing this is the time. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and I'm allowing myself to be vulnerable once again. Opening your heart to love. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Libra, I love you so much. Thank you so much for all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.